Good morning, and what a beautiful morning it is here up at the top of Bute. Now, we are up nice and early so I can take Madam Two Paws over to shore, and because we're heading off quite early today because the wind's picking up, so we're going to leave about 8:30. It's currently 7:30, so we just come ashore for a bit because we're going all the way to Carrick Castle today, so it's quite a long way. So I want the guy to have a bit of a little mooch around and make sure she's been to the toilet proper before we head off on today's excursions. So yeah, like I said, we've got some wind coming in, so we're going to head up to Carrick because it's quite sheltered up there and we quite like it as well. And it is absolutely stunning, so it's a good start.
So with the assuming is a nuclear explosion from our submarine base at Faslane, just peeking over the hill, it's time to get going. As Joe said, we've got to go all the way to Carrick today, so it's about 29 miles. Pretty easy run, although it's kind of a bit of a sod's law. We're going now because the next 2 days are really windy and it's coming sort of straight up the Firth of Clyde. So it means there's going to be some big waves sort of coming up through there, or there generally is when the wind's going that way, particularly for a couple of days straight. So we kind of want to get the other side of that, but ironically doesn't look like much wind today, but I think there might be a little bit, so hopefully we'll get some sailing done. But either way, the batteries are completely dead on the boat, and I do mean completely dead. We've only been turned on the LED lights for the battery charging sockets, so we need to run the engine for a while today, get the fridge cooled down, get everything recharged. So if it's a really nice day like this, we have to potter the whole way, not the end of the world, is it? Right, enough stalling. Let me go put my back out and pull the anchor up.
So we've made it down now to, well, we're basically opposite Port Valentine, and then behind us up this way is the entrance to Loch Striven. So it's been fine so far. We've not really got much in the way of wind, so it's going to be, I think, a lot of motoring today. But it's beautiful, so that's fine. And also, I just wanted to come in at this point because I think this is probably the calmest crossing through this part of the East Kyle that we've ever done. It's always been like quite wavy through here, so it's just quite a nice experience going through it when it's flat. So we're not too far. Well, no, we are still quite far from making the turn. So overall, this is going to be about, I think it was 28 miles. So we've got 22 to go before we get to Carrick. So it is going to be a long old day. But it's weather, it's meant to be beautiful all day. And then our luck with the weather breaks tomorrow, unfortunately, for the next sort of 3 or 4 days, which is a shame. But it's been amazing weather so far, which has made quite a difference to compared to what it what it was on both our summer and our like spring trip. But yeah, we're making good time. Tim's just doing some breakfast for us, and we're just chugging along. So we've made the turn back up into the Firth of Clyde. The wind is not where it's supposed to be. In any of the forecasts, it should be coming up behind us, which is sort of why we chose to come up here. But it hasn't swung around and it's still actually coming down. So we're going into wind pretty much, which is not ideal. And I brought us quite tight in on the turn, so it's been quite sort of hard going. So Tim's just put the head sail out and he's trying to take us a bit out further from the land to try and get out the worst of the waves and tide probably. So yeah, still making progress, but not as much. So the wind has dropped and we are back making good time. We're averaging about 3.5 knots now on the engine. The wind, like I said, it died off. It's still right on our nose. It hasn't swung around yet, like all of the forecasts are saying, but the sun's still out for the time being. And like I said, we are making progress again. So ETA is currently about 4:30 up to Carrick.
finally been able to give Mr. Penta a break. Working on quite a few hours this morning. The wind has finally turned, so we get a lobby right on our nose, so we can actually sail. And we're making pretty decent progress into the mouth of Loch Long. Picking up quite a few waves, only small ones from the east of the Clyde. It must be getting quite flat. I guess we'll also lose the wind. I think I'm going to carry along a little bit and then get the main up. And as the wind sort of dies off a little bit, you lose some of these side waves. I think Skylar not too happy with the pumpkins right now. Of course, you could just go inside. It might be nice and comfortable, but let's just stand out here and look hard done too. Anyway, still got another 3 or so hours to go, maybe 4 depending on the conditions. But so far, big black ominous cloud we've been sailing into hasn't delivered any rain, so hopefully we'll avoid it. So we decided to get the main out. Had to have a bit of a fiddle around with the reefing. The new setup on the reefing that I talked about, my ropes aren't long enough for it, so a bit more figuring out to do. So, but we put the whole mainsail out, so it didn't really matter with the reefing this time. Got the whole head sail out, so of course the nice wind that we had has now completely gone. So, having spent 10 minutes unpacking and putting the sail up, we're now not moving.
We're not at all. 0 knots.
I think Skylar's happier though.
Oh dear.
So yeah, whilst you can't rely on the forecasts to predict the wind, you can rely on Joe and Tim putting up the sails to get rid of the wind. So, Med Office, we're open for hire.
Neutral! What time is it, Skylar? 9  o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 So we have made it here to Carrick. It was a pretty epic journey, taking pretty much all day. I think it's almost, let's have a look. Yeah, it's literally just turned 5 o'clock. So we left at 8:30. So nice long journey. So Tim's just whizzing Skylar to shore. But yeah, we've anchored somewhere different actually up here because of the wind. Where we usually anchor up by the White House is just going to be a bit too exposed. So we've come down here. There's a nice spit in front of us, so that's going to protect us from most of the wind. And yeah, so I think I've already got the heating on. I turned that on a while ago just to make sure it got started, because our house batteries are pretty much done, I think, at this point. But yes, we're just going to settle in now and have a nice quiet evening.
So it's the next day, and as predicted, the weather's turned a bit crappier. It's quite windy. We had a pretty peaceful night. Despite this area not looking like it'd be particularly sheltered, it's actually not too bad. But the wind has really picked up this morning. Joe's just got back from a very difficult row to shore with Skylar. Oh, well, the row to shore was easy, but the rowing back into the wind was pretty tough. So this is going to be set in now for a couple of days, we reckon. There's no point in trying to get out of Loch Long because the wind is coming straight up it. We've tried that before, and it's about a 7-8 mile slog where, you know, hammer the engine just to get a knot and a half. So the plan instead is we're actually going to go further up Loch Goyle to Loch Goyle Head. There's some visitors moorings up there, there's a pontoon up there, there's a shop, and there's even a couple of pubs and restaurants. So we're going to go up there, hide from this bad weather, maybe enjoy some of the mod cons. So we're just getting ourselves about ready. As soon as we are, I got to try and pull up the anchor against this pretty ferocious wind. I'm not particularly looking forward to, but I'm sure we'll get it up, and then we'll let go and we'll start heading up the loch. Another beautiful day up at Loch Goyle Head. It's been alright. It's a bit more sheltered up here, which is quite nice. There's a few less waves than further down. So yeah, I think we're just going to settle down now. Not much to be done today. I got some work to do, some shopping to do. But other than that, we're just going to chill out for a bit. What do you want, Bobby? The dinner time. Not dinner time though, is it? You got another hour to wait. I know.
Join us next time as we leave Carrick Castle for the last time and head back to RB Marine, where we get hauled out as our sailing season comes to an end.